and welcome to SKTV News. You're watching Afternoon English News with me, Suchitra Rajkumari. First, the headlines. River water level rises alarmingly amid incessant rain for the past few days. Bridge connecting Kangpokpi, Saikul and Kaithil Manbi swept away by flood. Congress leader slams state BJP MLAs for struggling for power amid current issues, raises concerns over alarming rise of water level. And Union Home Secretary Govind Mohan likely to visit Manipur next week, will assess state security situation and visit relief camps to oversee ongoing efforts. And now the news in detail. The continuous rainfall during the last few days has worsened the flood situation in the state. Persistent rain has kept the water levels of key rivers in the Imphal Valley dangerously high, resulting in flooding and water seepage across multiple locations. In the latest report, the confluence of Kongba River and Imphal River at Basikhong Kongba Irong faced a severe flood situation with breaching river banks and water overflowing at 3 points. Meanwhile, government authorities are actively engaging in repairing the breached and vulnerable river banks with the help of locals in several areas. On the other hand, Kangpokpi district has also been affected by flood as rivers and canals passing through the district overflowed at multiple locations, causing damages at several areas including Saikul and Kaithil Manbi.
Most of the river bank stretches from Singjamai to Kiamgai, then towards Basikhong, is currently under vulnerable conditions. The weak condition of the embankment poses a serious risk of breach, especially as the water level is rising above the emergency level. At the present, I'm reporting from Singjamai area where the river bank had breached last year flood, and this time also the condition is still in critical, and local volunteers and with the help from concerned authorities have been working since early morning to reinforce the embankment with different kind of machineries as well as the bamboos and the sand also. They are trying to keep those materials in the river banks to reinforce the embankment. The thing is, most of the river bank, which is stretches from Singjamai to Kiamgai, then Basikhong, is still under critical conditions. But as of now, there are no confirmed breaches report, but the situation is still highly risky, highly unstable, and requires round-the-clock monitoring. This is SKTV Premchand reporting for SKTV News, Imphal.
In response to the overflow of water in Kongba River, Thongju MLA has taken proactive measures to prevent flooding, deploying JCBs and trucks to mitigate the situation. Local residents, members of Arambay Tengol, and people from nearby areas are actively assisting in precautionary efforts to curb the risk of flooding. Flood is also looming large in Jiribam district as the incessant rainfall during the last couple of days has resulted in Jiri River and Barak River running in excess. The development has caused panic to the populace of Jiribam and Assam's Jirghat. People speculated a worse situation if rain continues to fall over the next few days. Health Services Department has mobilized 16 rapid response teams to assist in flood-related emergencies, including health crisis and rescue operations. In a press note, Health Services Department informed that these rapid response teams will be deployed across Imphal West, Imphal East, and Senapati district. A team led by Medical Officer Dr. N. Sanjoy, consisting of personnel from CMO Pool Imphal East, UPHC Minutong, PHSC Haikrumakong, PHSC Telo, PHSC Kairao Wangkem, and PHSC Thambalkhong will oversee night duty in Imphal East District. Meanwhile, another team led by Senior Medical Officer Dr. KSH Santhalembi, comprising members from CMO Pool Imphal East, UPHC Khetrigao, UPHC Mantri Pukri, PHSC Haikrumakong, and PHSC Khurai Sajor Laikai will be responsible for day duty. 3 emergency medical response teams, each comprising 7 members, will be deployed across Imphal West District. These teams are prepared to provide swift medical assistance, addressing urgent health needs arising from the ongoing flood situation. On the other hand, a team led by Medical Officer Dr. Shahrini and comprising of CMO Pool, Sharon CHO HWC Maram Kuno, Barnis CMO Pool, Mothil Maring CMO Pool, and Romeo Suli CMO Pool will be deployed in Senapati district. Now, Congress Party expressed concern over the rising water level in Imphal River along with other rivers and said that this has compounded the distress of people of the state, which is under President's rule. Sharing a government advisory over rising water level in the river due to heavy rainfall, Congress leader Jairam Ramesh said that President's rule has been a failure in Manipur and the agony of the people continues in a trouble-torn state. He added that the Prime Minister persists in ignoring their pleas to visit the state. The Congress leader further accused BJP MLAs of jockeying for power instead of tackling the current issues. The Congress leader claimed that the party is extending all possible assistance in these difficult circumstances. Union Home Secretary Govind Mohan is likely to visit Manipur tomorrow in wake of a fresh protest and a civil disobedience call by different CSOs over the controversial Gwaltabi incident. The Hindu reported that the Home Secretary is likely to visit the Kuki Zo areas in Churachandpur and Kangpokpi to review relief and rehabilitation work and the overall security scenario in the state after he arrived in Imphal. Notably, Coordinating Committee for Manipur Integrity Kokomi has called for the removal of several top government officials in the state, including Director General of Police and a Chief Secretary. There was also a recent incident where Governor Ajay Kumar Bhalla took a helicopter for the 7-kilometer journey from Imphal International Airport to Raj Bhavan upon his arrival from Delhi on May 29 as protesters swarmed the roads seeking his apology for the Gwaltabi incident. Proscribed PREPAK Progressive observed its 15th Progressive Day today. Addressing the public in a press release in regard of the observance, Chairman of PREPAK Progressive, Longjam Paliba M, urged discussions on the central government's alleged failure to take action against armed refugees who are waging war for a separate administration across 90% of the land. The chairman also expressed condolences to those who lost their lives and to families affected by the ongoing 2-year-long conflict. He further criticized the central government, alleging that it deliberately glorifies Manipur as the nation's sports and cultural powerhouse while neglecting efforts to strengthen the state's political and economic stability. He also accused the central government of empowering refugees by including them in the scheduled tribe list under the Indian Constitution, alleging that this move aims to erase indigenous communities. He further claimed that members of the Chin Kuki community who entered the state illegally are disrespecting the sacred Thangjing and Kaubru hills by unlawfully settling in fabricated villages, claiming the areas falsely as the promised land of the Old Testament. Paliba also asserted that Kuki community is kidnapping the history of Manipur. The chairman alleged that the central government had fostered the Kuki-Zo community as proxy armed militants serving central forces. However, he claimed that the government is now realizing the group's connection to an external influence. He also called on Manipur's leaders to actively safeguard the state from its worsening condition and also called on civil society organizations to reflect on why the public is urging them to unite. Paliba further said that thousands of people are protesting for fighting for the same goal to safeguard the integrity and territory of the state. Longjab Paliba further likened the trust some individuals place in the central government to a leaking boat. Kuki Women's Organization for Human Rights, Sadar Hills, has launched protests against the arrest of Kuki leaders by NIA and CBI, condemning the actions as unjust and unwarranted. They alleged that the authority did not take any action against the Meitei community who blocked Manipur governor from traveling via road. The Kuki Women's Organization for Human Rights, Sadar Hills, further alleged that authorities failed to take any action against the Meitei community who had obstructed Manipur Governor Ajay Kumar Bhalla's road travel, forcing him to use a helicopter instead. The women organization also said that Kuki community fled from valley areas due to ongoing conflict, which started on May 3 of 2023. They also accused the state government of treating Kuki community as second-class citizens and encroaching Kuki lands. Kuki Women's Organizations for Human Rights further appealed to central government to provide justice to Kuki community.
How are we supposed to have faith in the democratic and constitutional processes of the country as Indian citizens? Does the government see us as second-class citizens, not even deserving of justice? And that a citizen of this country has a right by birthright? Is that why the Manipur state government is trying to delegitimize our very own citizenship and right to our forests and lands? Our continued resistance to their ruthless ethnic cleansing and land grabbing is being met by unjustified arrests of our community leaders, while the Meitei murderers and rapists in the valley continue to threaten and antagonize government officials and armed personnel. Our voice is with our community leaders, and we demand the Indian government agencies to function with legitimacy and justice.
And before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at headlines once again. River water level rises alarmingly amid incessant rain for the past few days. Bridge connecting Kangpopi Saikul and Kaithelmanbi swept away by flood. Congress leader slams state BJP MLAs for struggling for power amid current issues, raises concerns over alarming rise of water level. Union Home Secretary Govind Mohan, likely to visit Manipur next week, will assess state security situation and visit relief camps to oversee ongoing efforts. That is all the news we have for now. More news coming up at 5. Keep watching SKTV News.